really want to make a video, but I legit only have $1 for this budget. Is there any game out there that costs $1? Oh yeah. That's right, people, we're doing Sanicball, the game that has changed the racing scene in all of gaming. Like, let's be real, Forza Horizon, get that shit out of here. Gran Turismo, who likes exclusives? Mario Kart, Sanic does what Nintendo don't. The fact that we can get this cultural icon and this video game for $1, it's a steal. It's basically giving it away for free. And today we're going to go into why Sanicball Racing is the greatest single racing game of all time. Going into the lobby, we are given a menu giving us all the levels, AI racer level, and the amount of racers. Now, the difficulties given in the game are dank as the hardest difficulty, average as the medium difficulty, and JD, I guess, difficulty as the easiest. And of course, yes, with one named after me, I will definitely be playing JD, I guess, difficulty. Now, the roster we are given in this game is Sanic, Knuckles, Tolls, Aim Ross, Shadoo, Roge, Aspio, Solver, Blows, Vector, Big, Dr. Agman, Carmi B, Metal Sanic, and Super Sanic. Now, I won't be able to play as every single character in this game, but I'll try to get it through some of them in more of the unique ones, because there are a few characters that are slightly different, but we'll get into that a little later. But it's time we get into the first level of the game, that being Green Hill Zone. Green Hill, a famous area from the actual Sonic games. And out of all of them, this is one of the most popular, but I do wish they selected the Mushroom Kingdom. That is the most popular, so missed opportunity here. The level itself is pretty simple. 2 jumps, a loop-to-loop, there's a few spots where you can make a shortcut and all that. Overall, for the first track, it's pretty fun. But you think that's it? No! There is a mobile port of this game, which is actually free. You can know what that means when it comes to free games. It has a lot of ads. But it also has its own version of Green Hill Zone. It also has its own characters, that being Cold Still and Mighty to Armsadillo. Now, guys, I did try playing the mobile port of the game, but it is so shitty and laggy, and it crashes half the time. This is the best footage I got, and I'm sorry for all the ads. I'm not spending all the fucking money so you guys get ad-free experience. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this for fucking Sanicball. $1 is all it gets. But I'm not going to really pay attention to this unique version because it's the mobile port. Like, who gives a hell? We're just going to look at the Xbox port that I was playing this on, and overall, the level was actually pretty fun. It was short, simple, it did nothing wrong. I think the level deserves a 7 out of 10. Now on to another level based off a Sonic game, this time being based off Sonic 06's level, Flame Core. Now, have I ever played Sonic 06? No. And will I ever play it? How about no? Anyways, the track is a little more dangerous than Green Hill Zone due to the lava jumps and all of that in this level. There are even parts of the track overtaken by lava. But unfortunately, when it comes to the design and honestly the overall layout of the map, it is just so much more boring than Green Hill Zone. You know, the design of Green Hill, you know, it's vibrant, and it also was a simplistic level that you could, you know, mold around a little bit with some of the shortcuts, but I feel like in Flame Core, it looks dead, and I really had no fun with it, so it gets a 3 out of 10. Wait, never mind, a statue of our Lord, 10 out of 10. Well, now we have a map that's slightly more interesting than Flame Core. Legitimately, the map is you go down the mountain and then climb back up. That's it, but the only reason I like this more is because it looks better. I'm not gonna lie, I just like the aesthetic of the mountain better than I like Flame Core. That's it, that's my only reason for liking this. But the map still sucks, so it gets a 3 out of 10, and there's no Shrek statue that can fix this. Okay, do we really have to get the tracker presentation every single time? Welcome to Circle the Map. Literally, it is a flat circle with some split paths that literally lead to the same spot like 2 feet later. But the theme of the desert is a little more interesting. Well, at least more interesting than Flame Core and Icy Mountains, so it gets a 4 out of 10. Wow, I really said nothing about these levels. It's kind of like this is a shit post for a video game. Nah, what am I talking about? It would never be. Now we have a mobile exclusive level, which is actually somewhat fun. Being based on some special stages in the original Sonic games, it's just one big pipe, you can't fall off, you can't die basically, it's just if you're stupid, you'll lose. But overall, the map is actually pretty fun. It has like a loop-to-loop. I like the whole spinny thing you can do with it, you know? The map is fun, alright, but unfortunately it's on, you know, the mobile port, so it sucks. I'll give it a 5 out of 10, you know? It is a fun level when I did play it, but it's also on the mobile port, and the mobile port sucks. But this one won't really be affecting the actual game's rating. I've mentioned the mobile port before, so I think it's kind of fair that we at least mention its exclusive level. Well, yeah, no, the title did not lie. Rainbow Road. It's in this game. Rainbow Road is a very famous Sonic location in the Sonic Kart series, so it only makes sense that this legendary track makes it into the game. This is easily by far the hardest level in this game. It's like the only one you can realistically fall off really easily. It has some jumps in its weird like loop half pipe thingy. I don't know how to explain it. The level is short. It's actually, I think, the shortest map, but it's actually the most fun, and obviously, you know, it's the most interesting, and it looks the best too. This gets a 9 out of 10. This is easily the best track, and to be the last one, pretty good. Now, as you see, this had only 5 tracks plus 1 in a really bad mobile port. So, not looking too good. Maybe my peak statement wasn't so true as it was. But now that we've gone over all of the tracks, let's go over the gameplay, first talking about the characters. The characters mostly play the same. I'll have a list of all the racers right here that are legitimately the same from each other. They all basically go about 120 fasts per hour. Yes, you heard me right. That's their unit of speed, fasts. But there are some characters that kind of break off this mesh. The first one is Big, who due to his size is actually slower than the rest of the characters in the game, averaging around 70 fasts an hour. And then there is Dr. Eggman, who due to his egg shape bounces a lot more weirdly than everyone else. He moves around the same speed as the normal character. Due to his bounces, he's a little harder to control and a lot more unpredictable. Then we have Jeremy B, who is smaller than the rest, which you would think would actually make her faster, but it's a weird reverse thing because she's actually still slower than the Kaz, going at about 100 fasts per hour, which is strange because I feel like since Big was bigger, he would be slower, which makes sense. I feel like since she was smaller, she'd be faster, but you know, that's logic, right? Switching over to Metal Sonic, he is a cube. It takes Dr. Eggman's problem of bouncing, but even worse because he does it every single time he, you know, lands. It also always causes him to basically be slower than the rest of the cast, so he is much harder to play with because he's slower and he jumps unpredictably. Finally, we have Super Sonic, who has infinite speed and can also fly. He is easily the most broken character, but I would not call him the best character in the game. That is because when he flies, the flying can be really awkward and can be really hard to control, and his speed, so it just exponentially grows. So it gets really hard to control, but I would say the best characters are just the standard ones. But Super Sonic is definitely the most overpowered, and if you want to win a race, you can use him pretty easily and still win. But going on to the rest of the gameplay, the tracks are simple and easy, the controls are fast and easy, there's not really any other mechanics around it, such as a drift or a trick that you see in other video games. You just go from start to finish, and you try to complete a level, that's it. Unfortunately, though, that comes to a bit of a detriment, not when it comes to gameplay, but when it comes to something out of that, which is usually something like a time trial mode or a versus mode or anything like that, you know? There's not really any side content in this game, and that kind of, you know, makes it dull to replay. Editor JD here, I lied, there actually is kind of a time trial mode. On the records page on the main menu, you can actually see your records of every single thing, so yeah, that's cool to know. So is this $1 game really peak of all peak? No, it really wasn't. Look at guys, you can tell by the release date of this video, this was an April Fool's joke. Obviously, this is not a real fucking game. This is just a shitty fan game that, you know, due to meme status, you know, it deserves a video. Like, the best part of this game, to be honest, is the soundtrack. Like, the fact is that they're not sued is kind of impressive. It's, you know, a bunch of Sonic music and some other kinds of real, you know, fast-paced music. And, you know, hell, yeah, fucking Can You Feel the Sunshine? You know, this game in general really does fit that 2000 2010s meme status that, you know, like all those old memes, and you know, no, it's just a little fun blast of the past, you know, for someone like me who grew up in that era. But after you beat the game, there's not really anything you can just do. Like, you're kind of just done. You beat the game, there's nothing left. But there's also no mastering this game because, you know, there's no mechanics outside of just turning. There's no drift, there's no trick, there's nothing, which, you know, it's just pure fastness, which, you know, it's not really the funnest thing ever. And also, there's no things we're gonna get, like a time trial mode or some sorts of like that, because, you know, this game's pretty fucking bad. My rating for this game overall is a 4 out of 10. It's not a bad game. It doesn't really do anything special, but it also doesn't do anything egregious. It is a fan game, and it's a good one at that. You know, this is a funny fan game. But compared to real games, I can't give it anything higher. Like, if I gave it anything higher, I'd be, like, undermining real good games, you know? But so you guys know my experience and my skill at this game, I did play Rainbow Road against the dank level AI racers, and I did win, so I'm just saying. The best in the world. But overall, this game is fun. It's a little joke. If it's ever $1, go get it. But what do you guys think about Sanicball? Have you ever been lucky enough to play it, or have you been disgraced by not being allowed to play the greatest racing game of all time? Leave your answers in the comments below. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching this April Fool's special of JDI Guess. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!